I might still be coughing, but I am feeling better. Hi everybody, I am going to be setting up my bullet journal for the week starting Monday, March 11th, and I am feeling good. I mean, I took a painkiller last night. I was not feeling great last night in terms of my kidneys, but in terms of being sick, I'm still coughing. If I laugh too hard, I turn into like a grandpa, like that grandpa wheezing thing. At least that was my grandpa. I'm not feeling like I want to die anymore, which is amazing because I need to get caught up on my life. This last week I did not get shit done because I spent most of it sick off my ass. I got this from one of my kids when they went to their dad's, before they went to their dad's house, and then right as our weekend started, one of my other kids came home sick. One of those kinds of weeks. So let's take a look at what's going on up in here. Before I do anything else, I am going to get my doodling done. What is today? Kyo Gray? I don't fucking know. I drew Snivy and Mewtwo. RJ's favorite is Rayquaza, which is right here. I'm liking how this is turning out so far, and I'm impressing the shit out of my 13-year-old, who hopefully will bring his trumpet home today as a update on all of you guys for a trumpet gate. Kyogre got kind of lost behind everything, but that's okay. So let's get through and look at my week. There is a lot of things on here that did not get done. I actually realized that I can't analyze quarter one. It's not done yet. Quarter one's over at the end of March. But Q2 planning I do need to get done. A lot of this just didn't get done because I wasn't feeling very good. But here was my week. I did check a lot. We had that too. We actually moved RJ's birthday dinner to last night. We were able to get reservations, and so we just took care of it then so that we could do it kind of earlier in the day as opposed to having to wait till Jesse got off of work. I got my whole week in this little spread here, and that worked out pretty well. My son is now 13. Woohoo! Gotta go check my monthly list because I should be able to check a couple things off of here. Actually, there's nothing I can check off of here. Okay, I'm gonna cross this one off, like I said. I think the thing I need to remember is to not get overly ambitious. This tends to happen for me. I tend to have a week where I don't get a lot of shit done because I'm sick or I'm not feeling good, which you know happens. It happens fairly often to me. I don't always get a cold, but I do have chronic illness, and there are weeks where I'm just having a really shit-ass kidney week and I don't get a lot done. And then the next week when I'm finally feeling better, the combination of feeling behind and the combination of feeling better, where suddenly, oh, I feel so much better. I can do everything. And I set myself up for failure. My sister told me that after the transplant, when she was on all of the steroids, there was a period of time where she felt like a superhuman because she was on so many steroids for the anti-rejection meds. A lot of her like immediate symptoms from being in kidney failure had gone away because of the new kidney, and she overdid it because she was feeling so good, which was kind of an illusion. She wasn't actually doing that much better. I mean, she was doing better, but she wasn't doing as much better as she felt, and so she overdid it. And that's what I'm worried about this week. And so, I mean, this is gonna sound awful, but I'm kind of glad that I have had a rough couple of kidney days after feeling better in terms of being sick, because it kept me from overdoing. Now, I did get some shit done this weekend. I should mention that I did declutter my pantry, which was on my list, and my fridge, so that's done. So that sets me up really well for next week. I did not cook with carrots last week. I didn't cook at all last week. My husband either made me soup or brought me food. But I have 2 carrot recipes that I'm doing this week, one tonight and one in a couple days. 2 times this week will make up for no times last week. The point being is that because I felt crummy kidney-wise the last couple of days, it sort of kept me from being super overly ambitious, although I did like stay on top of my laundry. We did get a couple of other things done. So my goal is to not completely overwhelm myself this week just because I can. I just got my weekly setup done with my lettering for the week, my lettering section for the week, and my to-do list, which I'm going to start by doing today's lettering and then doing from my to-do list, pulling from last week what didn't get done, from my monthly list, and from my power sheets. Some of the things are on here from my monthly list, from my weekly list. I've got my quarter two planning and prepping for taxes because Jess and I are going to start them this weekend. Getting some things done here that have not gotten done yet last week, and then a couple of things I know are coming up, like some stuff for church, etc. And then for my decluttering, I referred to my shit shelves. I can't remember what I said. What did I say in my planner? I said loser cabinets. These are the ones that don't have the dishes. They're the ones with like the baking dishes and the water bottles and stuff over like the fridge, over the oven, like the kind of awkward cabinets. Those are the ones I'm gonna work on this weekend. So here's my to-do list. It's maybe slightly longer than last week. Hopefully we'll be able to get it all done. I don't feel like it's too unreasonable. Some of these things are pretty simple and some of these things need to get done because they should have been done last week, but they weren't. For my weekly setup, or my, bullet journaling, daily, whatever, I've got this like kind of feathery looking Simply Gilded washi tape to go with the whole teal color scheme. I'm really loving the colors I'm using this month, these teal colors. They're so pretty. I like that I'm able to just use one or two markers, and just pick a couple different washi tapes that I like to get the color in there. It allows me to have some color, to have it be somewhat, fancy looking each week without having to do a bunch of random doodling and shit. Because I've discovered the more time I spend like fucking around in my planner, the less likely I am to do things. Now that doesn't mean that you can't doodle in your planners. You may find that to be extremely helpful for you. But for me, it's a method of procrastination. I do my decorative in my Erin Condren. I only have so much room per day. It keeps me kind of confined. When I can doodle and do shit in my bullet journal, I actually have so much empty space that I could literally procrastinate all goddamn day. Whoa. Alarm just went off. I have to set my crock pot. I'll do that as soon as I'm done filming here. I just have to do this last to-do list. But you bet your ass I'm going to be writing set crock pot on my to-do list and then checking it off, because that's how I live my life. So I guess maybe my preaching that I'm throwing at you today is not to keep your bullet journal simple, otherwise you're a procrastinating loser. No, it's understand why you're doing something, what value you're getting out of it, and is that value worth it? For me, I do like throwing a little bit of lettering in my planner because it gives me a little bit of practice every day, and to me that's valuable. But if I was hand lettering every single thing on my to-do list, that would be procrastination for me. I know I don't need to do that much lettering. If doodling in your planner brings you joy and makes you look forward to planning your day, then by all means, fucking doodle. But if doodling in your planner is your way of spending an hour and a half fucking around your planner, and then, oh, I can't do this thing because I didn't have time today, then you might be procrastinating. Kind of just something I constantly am reminding myself of and thinking about, and I think you should too if you don't already. All right, so here is my list for today. Several things for Patreon, several things for my podcast and for YouTube, a couple chores around the house, and getting our family planning done, plus I gotta run to the pharmacy. These shouldn't take very long at all. These things here will take a little bit more time, but I'm not really worried about it. We'll see how it goes. Next week when I do my bullet journal setup, we can talk a little bit about whether or not I overdid it this week. I'm hoping I don't, but it's only Monday. Do you have the same problem I do when you're coming off of a time of not feeling good? Do you tend to overload yourself with shit to do because you feel like you have the energy for it and then you flounder? If you don't do that, how? How do you manage like jumping back into feeling better and not going too far in and having your whole world fall apart around you? I would love tips in the comments or commiseration. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.